Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Milne, and I'm an associate professor here at the University of Indianapolis and the director of Biology 155. First off, welcome to the course, and if you're an incoming freshman, welcome to the UIndy. We're all excited that you've joined us, and we'll be working hard throughout the semester to try and ensure that this semester, albeit a strange one, is still going to be productive, informative, and encourage you to grow as an academic. This course is going to provide you with an introduction to the larger biological world, uh, including the biodiversity that exists on Earth, how that life developed over time, and how it evolved from simpler life. Early on in the semester, we'll explain the genetics of evolution and natural selection so that you can better understand how these macro processes come about from evolution and natural selection as we get into them. This course is going to be a group effort, and all the professors that you will see here in this video have been recruited for their specialties in biological topics that help teach you more effectively. This video is meant to introduce you to all these professors, and we will all lecture or introduce labs about different topics depending on what we are experts in and what we've been studying for decades. For example, I have my degree in ecology, and I've been studying invertebrates and plants and invertebrate-plant interactions for about 15 years. So you'll probably see me closer to the end of the semester more often as we get into those topics. I received my PhD from Old Dominion University in 2010, and I received my BS in biology from the University of North Florida in 2002. My research is now focused on spider taxonomy, including describing new species that live throughout North America. Me and my students have described several new species to science. And so, without further ado, here are some of the professors that you'll see throughout the course.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Gribbins, and I am one of several biology faculty within the biology department at the University of Indianapolis who have the privilege to educate you in your Biology 155 Diversity of Life course this semester. I think incoming students have a rare opportunity here at the university this semester because this course is going to be team taught by 4 different biologists. And I think that gives you different perspectives and from biologists with expertise in different fields of biology, which I think adds to the richness and rigor of the course itself. My part in the course is I am a zoologist, I'm a vertebrate anatomist, and my expertise are in non-mammalian biology. I'm particularly interested in microscopic anatomy of organs and organ systems within amphibians, reptiles, and fish mostly. But I've done histology on plants and several other different types of organisms over my career as a biologist. We here at the University of Indianapolis do a tremendous amount of research with students. We participate in the honors program in the biology department and with research fellows. And we also take in students that are interested in doing research on a one-on-one basis or in a group basis with a faculty member. And getting you early in these courses gives me the opportunity to work with you early in your career. I also teach several other courses here in the department, vertebrate anatomy, vertebrate physiology, and vertebrate histology. And I also teach the capstone course here within the department. And what I love about that is that I get to meet you as you come into the university in these introductory courses. And then I get to see you off in the capstone course, which is kind of the climax of your biological career here at the university. So I look forward to seeing all of you in class and hopefully adding to your educational experience here at the University of Indianapolis. If you have any questions about the research I do, or if you have any questions about the course itself, feel free to contact me via email. And I look forward to seeing and meeting all of you this semester.
Hi, my name is Daniel Scholes. I'm a faculty member of the biology department here at the University of Indianapolis, and I'll be the instructor for some of you in Biology 155, Introduction to the Diversity of Life, where we'll be looking at the processes that generate, maintain, and actually reduce biodiversity from a genetic standpoint, but we'll also be taking a tour through the tree of life to see what diverse life forms exist now, have existed in the past, and their relationships. Now, you may or may not be aware that a fair amount of your instructor's time is actually spent outside of the classroom doing research. So we're all active in generating new information about the world around us, whether that's through experimentation or observation or oftentimes both. Now, I'm largely an evolutionary ecologist, which means that I'm interested in the ways in which organisms interact with their environments and with each other. That's ecology. But also more specifically in the way in which those interactions affect an organism's ability to survive and reproduce in that environment. And that's the evolutionary component. Now, I work primarily on plants because of organisms. Those are some of the most stressed by their environments because they can't move to another location like an animal can. And so whether they're stressed by things like drought or heat, cold, UV, or soil heavy metals, salts, that kind of thing, because they can't largely change their environment, they have to change internally. And so you get all kinds of chemical, genetic, cellular, or physiological kinds of responses, these internal responses to the external stresses. Now, with this background, I also teach genetics and evolutionary biology, and so this semester I'll chime in on some of the concepts and the activities specifically related to the evolutionary relationships between organisms that we'll talk about, and specifically plants.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Doug Stemke, also known as Dr. Doug, and I'll be one of the instructors teaching Bio 155 this semester. It's going to give you a quick little background as to who I am, and obviously I am one of the instructors that teaches biodiversity. I also teach the Intro Cell Biology course Bio 165, Microbiology, which is Bio 220, Immunology, Bio 370, other courses from time to time, and I'm one of the department's pre-med and pre-dent advisors. So I'm often asked where I grew up, and I have to answer that that's a rather complicated answer that goes along with it. Basically, this map sort of shows it, and needless to say, I've seen a lot of different places as I've been growing up. So just a little bit more background. So where I did my undergraduate work was at a school once upon a time called Southwest Texas State University. It has since changed its name to Texas State University San Marcos. I was a microbiology major, chemistry minor at that time, learning classical microbiology. Then after undergraduate, I went to do my doctoral studies, and I have to say I've been quite fortunate since I've left my undergraduate institution. I've gotten to work in a lot of different fields of microbiology. In fact, I've worked in all three of the major domains of life, which we're going to learn about: the archaea, the bacteria, and the eukarya. So we'll see that. After undergraduate, then I did my doctorate work at LSU in Baton Rouge, and there I was working with a system, doing fundamental research, trying to understand and actually deducing how regions of DNA curvature affect transcriptional regulation in bacteria. It's a pretty fascinating topic. After I left LSU, I went to my first postdoc at the Center of Marine Biotechnology in Baltimore, working in archaea, methanogen actually. And that person there on the right is a skinnier version of myself working in an anaerobic chamber. These organisms are extremely sensitive to oxygen. Really doing fundamental research, trying to understand the basic molecular biology of these organisms. From there, I went and did my next postdoc at the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy, where I was working on bioremediation, cleaning up areas that had been contaminated by nitroglycerin. It was kind of a fun lab. You make a mistake and you blow things up. I'd learned, did a lot of fundamental molecular biology at that institution, and also a lot of biochemistry. From there, I moved on to the University of Minnesota, St. Paul, at a place called the Biological Bioprocess Technology Institute. The projects I worked on there, one involved feeding bacteria very basic carbon sources and making the amino acid glutamate for consumption. I also am part of a patent using a genetically modified bacteria that glows in the presence of mercury to detect mercury in different concentrations. And I also did some biochemistry and transporter work at the University of Minnesota. After I left the University of Minnesota St. Paul, I took my first teaching position at the University of Minnesota Morris. I like to describe that as 100 miles to the nearest Walmart. It really is in the middle of nowhere. Wonderful institution, though. Then on to a place maybe more you guys have heard of, Hanover College in southern Indiana. And then I took a permanent position at Elon University in North Carolina before I came to the University of Indianapolis. And the reason I came to the University of Indianapolis is because of family issues. And it's been a wonderful time since I've been here. My current research that I'm doing with students at the University of Indianapolis, I do a lot of work with kind of monitoring how antibiotic resistance moves through environments. So we've looked in caves and streams and different kinds of environments. I also do work on biofilms, how they form in the environment, and contributions there. On the right, you see an image there of a chytrid fungus. This is a fungus that's involved in doing true devastation to amphibian populations worldwide. I had a student working on that a few years ago. I also do a lot of spring term courses. I've done courses to Belize, Costa Rica, one to Japan, and a few years ago to the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador. We always have a great time. This year, obviously, we're not doing any overseas trips, but I am developing a nature photography course, and hopefully maybe a couple of you guys might be interested in attending that course. Just briefly on some personal interests. I am a science geek. I love all aspects of science. You know, I love biology and microbiology, but I love chemistry. I love physics. I love them all. Geology, you name it. I'm a naturalist. I love being out and enjoying and seeing, look for birds and snails and snakes and you name it. I love history. I'm a history buff. I'm a hiker, cyclist, an environmental activist, and as I mentioned, as you can imagine, a nature photographer. And these are just some images, with the exception that one at the bottom are all from Indiana. The one at the bottom obviously is not Indiana, that's in New Zealand. But something I'm very passionate about and something I really enjoy, and I love to share this kind of stuff with students as well. So finally, just to wrap this up, I hope we have a great semester. This is my daughter Myra and our dog Apollo, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the course of the semester.
Well, that was fun. That was a ruby-throated hummingbird, the only hummingbird east of the Mississippi, filling up on nectar, getting ready to fly south the next month or so, maybe all the way to South America. Long trip for a brave little bird. Well, as I said, I'm Dr. Roger Sweets. I'll be teaching you lectures with the other professors and also helping you out with some of the labs. And hopefully I'll see you again in ecology and in perhaps in environmental science or in ornithology, the study of birds in the summer. One way or the other, unlike this semester, I'll be getting you guys outdoors. So see you soon, and enjoy the next semester.
So that's us. I hope you learned a little bit about every professor. You'll see more of them as you progress through the semester. And one thing I just want to remind you about, remember that in this course and throughout your academic career, the most important thing to monitor and take care of is yourself, both physically and mentally. If you don't feel well or aren't feeling motivated, let us know. We're here to help you, and we're here to help you succeed. So send us an email and tell us if you're having problems, please, because if you don't, it's very hard for us to know. We can try to help as much as possible, and if it's beyond our capabilities, we can always refer you to counseling centers on campus. Your well-being should always be priority number one. Secondly, ensure that your family and friends are safe as well. And of course, you can help do this on campus and whenever you're with family and friends by wearing a mask. So welcome to Biology 155. I hope you learn a lot in this course. I hope you enjoy it. We will certainly be here with you every step of the way, and I wish you the best of luck.